Inem by Pramoedya Ananta Toer. Inem was one of the girls I knew. She was 8 years old, 2 years older than me. She was no different from the others, and if there was a difference, it was that she was one of the prettier little girls in our neighborhood. People liked to look at her. She was polite, unspoiled, and hard-working, qualities which spread her fame even into other neighborhoods as a girl who would make a good daughter-in-law. And once, when she was heating water in the kitchen, she said to me, "Gusmuk, I'm going to be married." "You're fooling," I said. "No, the proposal came a week ago. Mamma and Papa and all the relatives have accepted the proposal." "What fun to be a bride," I shouted happily. "Yes, it'll be fun. I know it will. They will buy me all sorts of nice things. I'll be dressed up in a bride's outfit with flowers in my hair, and they'll make me up with powder and mascara. Oh, I'll like that." And it was true. One afternoon her mother called on mine. At that time Inem was living with us as a servant. Her daily tasks were to help with the cooking and to watch over me and my younger brothers and sisters as we played. Enem's mother made a living by doing batik work. That was what the women in our neighborhood did when they were not working in the rice fields. Some put batik designs on sarongs, while others worked on headcloths. The poorer ones preferred to do headcloths, since it did not take so long to finish a headcloth. They received money for it faster. And Enem's mother supported her family by putting batik designs on headcloths. For every 2 headcloths that she finished, she was paid 1.5 cents. On the average, a woman could do 8 to 11 headcloths a day. Enem's father kept gamecocks. All he did, day after day, was go to the fights. If he lost, the winner would take his rooster. In addition, he would have to pay 75 cents. When he was not gambling on cockfights, he would play cards with his neighbors for a cent a hand. Sometimes Enem's father would be away from home for a month or half a month, wandering around on foot. His return would signify that he was bringing home some money. Mother once told me that Enem's father's main occupation had been robbing people in the forest between our town Blora and the oceanside town of Rembang. I was then in the first grade and heard many stories of robbers, thieves, and murderers. As a result of these stories and what Mother told me, I was terrified of Enem's father. Everybody knew that Enem's father was a criminal, but no one could prove it and no one dared to complain to the police. Consequently, he was never arrested by the police. Furthermore, almost all of Enem's mother's relatives were policemen. Enem's father himself had once been a policeman but had been discharged for taking bribes. Mother also told me that in the old days, Enem's father had been an important criminal. To try to stop the criminals, the government made him a policeman, so that he could arrest his former criminal associates. When Enem's mother called on my mother, Enem was heating water in the kitchen. I joined after Enem's mother. The visitor, Mother, and I sat on a low red couch. "Ma'am," said Enem's mother, "I've come to ask for Enem to come back home." "Why do you want Enem back? Isn't it better for her to be here? You don't have to pay for anything for her here, and here she can learn how to cook." "Yes, ma'am, but I plan for her to get married after the coming harvest." "What?" exclaimed Mother, startled. "She's going to be married?" "Yes, ma'am. She's old enough to be married now. She's 8 years old," said Enem's mother. At this my mother laughed, and her visitor was surprised to see Mother laugh. "Why, a girl of 8 is still a child," said Mother. "We're not upper-class people, ma'am. I think she was already a year too old. You know Assi? She married her daughter when she was 2 years younger than mine." Mother tried to dissuade the woman, but Enem's mother had another argument. Finally the visitor spoke again. "I feel lucky that someone wants her. If we let our proposal go by this time, maybe there'll never be another one. And how humiliating would it be to have a daughter turn into an old maid? And it just might be that if she gets married, she'll be able to help out with the expenses for our house." "And what does your husband say?" Mother asked. "Oh, he agrees. What's more, Markaban is the son of a wealthy man, his only child. Markaban has already begun to help his father trade cattle in different cities in Indonesia," said Enem's mother. This information seemed to make Mother happy, although I could not understand why. Then she called Enem, who was at work in the kitchen. Enem came in, and Mother asked, "Enem, do you want to get married?" Enem bowed her head. She was very respectful toward Mother. I never once heard her oppose her. Indeed, it is rare to find people who are powerless opposing anything that others say to them. I saw that Enem was beaming. She always had a big smile when she saw something right. When she did something right. Yes, ma'am, said Enum so softly. When Enum had gone back to the kitchen, Mother said, "It's not right to make children marry." These words surprised Enum's mother, but she did not say anything, nor did her eyes show any interest. "I was 18 when I got married," said Mother. Enum's mother's surprise vanished. She was no longer surprised now, but she still did not say anything. "It's not right to make children marry," repeated Mother, and Enum's mother was surprised again. "Their children will be stunted." Enum's mother's surprise vanished once more. "Yes, ma'am," and she said calmly, "My mother was also 8 when she got married." Mother paid no attention and continued, "Not only will they be stunted, but their health will be affected too." "Yes, ma'am, but ours is a long-lived family. My mother is still alive, though she's over 59. My grandmother is still alive too. I think she must be 74. She's still vigorous and strong enough to pound corn in the mortar." Still ignoring her, Mother went on, "Especially if the husband is also a child." "Yes, ma'am, but Markoban is 17. "17! My husband was 30 when he married me." Enum's mother was silent. Now Mother had no more arguments to oppose her visitor's intention. She said, "Well, if you've made up your mind to marry Enum off, I only hope that she gets a good husband who can take care of her." Enum's mother laughed. "I hope nothing bad happens to that child," Mother said. "Why would anything bad happen to her?" asked. "Never mind, Mook, it's nothing." Then Mother changed the subject. "If the situation of their family improves, we won't lose any more of our chickens." "Is somebody stealing our chickens, Mamma?" I asked. "No, Mook, never mind," Mother said slowly. "Such a little child. Only 8 years old. What a pity it is. But they need money, and the only way to get it is to marry off their daughter." Then Mother went to the garden behind the house to get some vegetables for supper. 15 days after this visit, Enum's mother came again to fetch her daughter. She was happy that Enum went without complaining, and when Enum was about to leave our house, never to be a member of our family again, she spoke to me in the kitchen doorway. "Well, goodbye, Gusmuk. I'm going home, Gusmuk," she said very softly. She always spoke softly. Speaking softly was one of the ways of showing respect in our small town. She went off as joyfully as a child who expects to receive new clothes.